Hey guys, thanks for joining me. This is Angie at Chicken Scratch. This is the project we're making today. Let me give you the supplies. This is Pool Party cardstock that measures 8.5 by 5. Then we've got some Whisper White for our stamping here. We've got Granny Apple Green. This is, what is that? Just like 3.5 by 1.5. It's just for this little grass piece. A scrap of Real Red for our mushrooms here. And then we have 4 pieces of the Pool Party Designer Series paper that's in the Subtles pack. And this measures 1 7/8 by 7/8. And then we have 2 pieces that measure 1 7/8 by 3/4. So again, 1 7/8 by 7/8, 1 7/8 by 3/4. Okay? So what we're going to do is go ahead and stamp our images. I'm using Memento ink. The stamp set that we're using is Wiggle Worm. We're also using the coordinating dies that go with this stamp set. I love this. You're going to see more of this stamp set from me. It is a very Angie stamp set. Okay, so let's start with this image here, and we're going to stamp that right on the Whisper White. And then we're going to stamp the cloud also on Whisper White, and then the greeting. And I'm going to stamp this one down here. Okay, now for the greeting, I'm going to cut that out with the classic label punch. And while I have it, let's go ahead and trim it. Okay, so I'm just going to remove that side and this side. Okay, so there's the greeting. Now let's color. I'm using Pool Party Combo Stampin' Blend markers. I'm going to start with the dark. And then color the light. And as I'm coloring, I'll remind you that I have a Stampin' Blends color chart over on my website. It is free. Okay, so now we're going to get the Big Shot out, and we're going to cut all of our pieces. Okay, so I'm going to start with the mushrooms. I'm going to place both of these on here. Okay, so now let's cut out this image. And now we're going to cut out the cloud. Whoops. And the next, or the last one, is the grass. Line it up to the edge of your cardstock, okay? Okay, so let's get all of our pieces back in here. Here's our little grass. I'm going to make sure I get my framelits set aside so that I don't lose them. So now that we have all of our stamping and all of our images, let's go ahead and make the box. I'm going to place it on the Simply Scored scoring tool, and I'm going to score it on the landscape side at 2, 4, 6, 8. I'm going to place it on the portrait side, which is the 5-inch side, and I'm going to score it at 2 inches on both sides. Now this is box template 3B, because the box I made the other day is 3. That would be this one. So this is a smaller version. So this one's going to be 3B. This was box template just 3. Okay? Same box, different measurements. I'm going to fold on the score line. Score lines, I should say. Okay, over here on this 1/2 inch side, I'm going to remove these 2 sides. Okay. Now I'm going to cut up to the score line on each of these score lines. I'm going to repeat that on this side. Okay, so now, remember, put your 1/2 inch side over here, and you're going to use the Delightful Tag Topper Punch, and make sure that you push it all the way in there. The other day when I made the larger box, I did not do that. So you want to make sure you do slide it all the way in there. And you're centering it as well, so you got to think about 2 things. Pushing it all the way in there and centering it. Okay? I did not mess up this time, thank goodness. Okay, I'm going to take my tear and tape. And I'm just going to place a small strip right there. Fold that over. Okay, so now at this point, what you want to do is fold these flaps down, and we're going to place this on the Simply Scored scoring tool. Okay, so make sure you fold these pieces down. You're going to line this up over here, and you're going to score at 1 inch. Okay, so there's that. Okay, so now I got ahead of myself. So let me remind you, the seam is back here, so that's the back of my box. That makes this the front of my box. So I've placed tear and tape there, okay? I almost forgot to score that 1 inch section at the top of the box. And if you look at the template, it does say score at 1 inch, okay? So I'm going to fold the sides in, fold that over, and then fold this over. Just like that. Okay, so I'm going to fold the sides in. And here's our cute little box. And I'm going to go ahead and add the flax ribbon. Okay, so there's that part, and then I'm going to take 1 strand of that flax ribbon. Now you could use the white baker's twine if you want to. The flax threads have a little bit more strength to them, so I think they're a little bit easier to tie a bow. Okay, trim the ends. I'm going to use my silicone craft sheet so that I don't get liquid glue on my desk or my paper. I'm going to start with the 1 7/8 by 7/8 strip. I know technically I should be using this end. This picks it up really nicely. Ruh-roh, I can tell I cut that crooked. I was cutting paper at like 6 this morning, so I did not do the best of jobs. Okay, now I'm going to do the other 4 pieces. Okay, there's that one. And that one. I could tell I need a little bit more adhesive on that bottom piece. Okay, so there's that part. Now we want to add the little grass down here. So I'm just going to put my liquid glue on there, and then we will snip the sides after we place it on there. Hold that just a second. Okay, so now the grass is added. We're going to add this cute little bug. So I'm going to use a regular dimensional on it. For the mushrooms, I'm going to add those with a glue dot. So what I'm going to do is take one glue dot on the small mushroom and then kind of layer it on the larger mushroom, and then get another glue dot. Now you can use your liquid glue for this if you want. And then the cloud is going to get added also with a dimensional. This project reminds me of some of my Halloween projects, so it's like I'm so excited about this suite of products. And this is just going to go right up there. Okay, so here was my original. Here's the one we just made. Pretty cute, right? Don't forget, there is a free PDF over on my website. It has a picture, all the measurements, and then there's also the PDF for the box template 3B. If you have any questions, let me know. Thanks a lot. Bye.